Angle it this way, actually. Put that on there. What are we? Early. I'm early for once. 10 to. Good. All right. Need that. Start it when it's time. What's that? Yep, nobody on there yet. Which is good. That's it. Oh, cheer, James. Kia ora, bro. Hope you're well. Hope your day's been good. Hopefully the volume is coming through using the microphone. Light is on. Says it's on. We'll see. It's early. I'll wait until it's 7. The timing for it. I just thought I'd jump on a little bit earlier. Girl's inside doing her training with her music pumping on the speaker, so come outside instead. I finished training not that long ago. Thought I'll wait until after this live and then have a shower and get cleaned up after. Here we. Afternoon all. Cheers from rural Queensland. Kia ora, William, Keith, good to hear you, bro. Good to hear from you. All systems are go. Sweet, thanks for that. Good to know. Thank you. Where are we? Still got like 8 minutes. Well, I'm super early. That's a first for one of these lives. Good. Hope everybody's had a good week and ready for the weekend if you have the weekends off. What did I have in here? Nephi Lim NZ. Kia ora, bro. What did I have? Just wait until 7 in case there's anybody that usually jumps on at 7. Where are we? Still top side of the grass, so it must be okay. Yeah. I hear you. Where are we? Where's that email? Where is he? Oh yes, and William, I've got those stories, bro. Those are pretty cool, man. Thank you for those. Appreciate it. What's this? Nice up to Joe, brother. How has your week been? Yep, it's been awesome. It's been good. Spoken with the search and rescue crew. Hopefully do some stuff with them. William Keith, cheer, well said, bro. Hey, bro. Yeah, no, but the week has been good. My soap 23, productive. Let's put it that way. Got to spend some time with some of the family, and I'm ahead in terms of the schedule. Dave, good to hear from you, bro. Kiwi Blades and Bullets, New Zealand Blades and Bullets. Can't remember. Hey, Dan, good to hear from you, bro. All good. Hope the story about the wasps gave you a chuckle yet. They did, bro. Hard case. I haven't finished reading through the Sapper Wilson Robert Arthur though. I've read a part of that. That looks pretty awesome. Man, the work you do is pretty cool, bro. So thank you for sharing some of that with me and sending some of those through. Yep. That's cool. Where are we? Royal Marine vids were awesome. Oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah, man, I've enjoyed those. There's still a handful more to go. I think I got one scheduled to go up tomorrow. I think the last few I just do in one stint because they were about, I can't remember. I think they were 30 minutes long or something, but it might have taken me 45, 46 minutes to get through it. But yeah, impressive, man. Those mountain leaders and the Royal Marines, and I think some of the Dutch Marines that run it. Oh, we got. Yeah. Yeah, some cool little stuff though with the knife. That knife, the expo that you went to as well. I think that was at Brewtown. I think from memory. That was for the stuff that you've been doing, Dave. I worked with a couple of Royal Marines, real switched on dudes. Yeah, he was a Royal Marine, a Scottish fella. Stephen and his surname pronounced, I think, Bythway, but it's spelt by the way, and that's basically what everybody called him, by the way. But awesome dude. He was on selection in Australia with me. He'd come over from the Royal Marines, was at 4RAR, was on selection, passed, got through. He's out now, so I don't think he'll mind me sharing his name, but he's a good dude. He said he got pulled over one time by a police officer whose name was Constable Joe McScoogins. So he started bloody calling me Joe McScoogins. Yeah, hard case. But the way he says it, the Scottish accent, I can't do it the same. Yeah, those knives looked awesome, Dave. Stuff that you had. What's that time? 3 minutes. I was actually going to talk about the Mountain Leaders course. I think I had that in the thing, in the description for this. Probably won't take too long, I don't think, not unless there's questions or things that people have got when we get into them. So I'll just rattle off on those. What's our time? 3 minutes left. Dan, I have a take on something. Oh, cool, Dan. Yep, keen to hear it. Your take or anybody's take, really. So yeah, whenever you're ready, you can jump into that. I'll try and have a look at the. I'm lucky. My lives don't have many people on them, so I can when I've got the laptop, I can. Well, it feels like I can keep up with what I see come up on the thing. It's when I try and do the live on my mobile where it goes to cabbage and bloody can't see what's on there. Let's see, what is the wasp story? It's a story that he's shared with me and some of the writings and stuff that he does. I wonder if I can. Yeah, I could probably. I think if I go into. Actually, maybe I'll speak with him first. I might share some of the stories and stuff that William captures. Where are we? A couple of minutes. Who knows? Might even take the time to read it, depending on if William's all right. The wasp story, Dave. What's this? Considering you did mobility during your time in the unit, did you learn much on repair broken down vehicles? Asking as I'm a mechanic myself. There were during the courses, the VM course in particular, getting to drive a whole bunch of different things and doing some basic mechanical repairs was a part of the course and the training, which is cool. But no, I'm no mechanic by any means. Very, very basic with regards to vehicle maintenance. And I was lucky. One of the other things there as well, I was lucky we had a couple of I forget the term for them, but they were ex-mechanics who did selection, who were badge members, who were serving, who went to mobility. and I was lucky enough to be in one of their teams. QE, I'll just call him QE. That was a shortened part of his surname. But yeah, awesome dude. So anything to do with cars, he was pretty much the go-to guy. And there were a couple of other fellas. I never really had a strong interest in cars. I was happy to go to mobility, I think primarily because that's how a lot of the work and stuff was happening at the time, or that's the type of a lot of work that was happening out on the jobs that they were doing in Afghanistan and stuff at that time as well. 7 o'clock. All right, cool. Killed everybody. Welcome back. Actually, let me just have a look. Repairing, I mean. Yeah, no, I'm rubbish at repairs. Okay, and I'll read these first. I think you should have accepted Jameson's travels offer. I've been following him for years and you have more than enough to offer. I think you're selling yourself way short. Oh, thanks, Dan. Yeah. Cheers, bro. Yeah, anyway, I didn't, and he didn't come back. It was cool to be approached by him. Who knows, maybe one day down the track. What's that? Yeah, I had to take out a mean wasp nest last summer. Took me 3 goes. Go for it, wasp deserve the mention. Okay, then I will. I'll read that after this. Welcome back, everybody. Good to. Sorry if I'm looking off onto the side, just reading the comments. Thanks for coming along, being here in terms of the live. What have we got? First off the bat, before I get to the wasp story, it was shared with me. Frontline Fridays here. We were soldiers once, or once we were soldiers, by Mr. Ross M. Cameron. I had done one reading of this, really enjoying it. There's some stuff in that in here, but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, Mr. Cameron has gotten back to me in the email. So I'd said in there, if he got back to me and said, that he declines with me reading his book for that digital record, and to give a bit of an insight, not only for me, but also for anybody else that might be interested in terms of what the originals did. But he's declined that. So I won't be reading any more of the book on here. It has got a copyright inside on here, which I was aware of, hence why I reached out to him first and wanted to get his permission for that. But he's been kind enough to get back to me. He's also, just said he doesn't want that to happen. So he has got, and it was a cool email. I understand, and obviously accept it. I was a little sad about it, but anyway, it says, greetings. Thanks for your email. As to your request, I decline permission to reproduce any part of my book, Once We Were Soldiers. He has got, however, if you want to quote parts to illustrate your work, I will allow that so long as you acknowledge the source of the quote. I would have always been acknowledging anything that I was reading from it anyway, Mr. Cameron in particular. And if there were specific quotes and stories, which there are in the book, I would have made mention where he's got put down who those are from. Quote, like you, he's got here, like you and Timo, we did the hard yards, and I'm not prepared to have our work belittled. My book has a copyright clause attached. Yep. I hope that this meets your requirements. So, yeah, appreciated him sending that through. And then he signs off, Ross Cameron. So nothing but respect for what he and his peers in that have done. I'm a little disappointed that I don't get to read it and carry on going through and sharing those. I had actually already done another two or three readings. They were about 45 minutes each, just because I was enjoying it, but I won't be posting those just because I've received the reply from Mr. Cameron. So that's that one. Unfortunately, I did reply to him acknowledging and said, yeah, there was never going to be any intent to try to belittle it. I can't control what some people might say online though. But yeah, it was definitely coming from a place of, for me, admiration and respect and gratitude with regards to what the originals had done and the foundation that they set. But anyway, won't be sharing those and acknowledging and respecting Mr. Cameron's request. What do we got? Shooting from the Shadows is a good read by Wings Williams. Cheers for that, William. Appreciate it. The Mountain Leaders course. Yeah, so on that one, been heaps of comments around that. Really appreciate the thoughts and comments on that. Dave from Kiwi Outdoor Blades and Bullets, New Zealand Outdoor Blades and Bullets. Appreciate your comments and stuff in there too. Been really enjoying that. Some good stuff in that and there. Some sets, like some information that have come through in the comments. I'm not sure if any of you have read some of the comments in that and there, but what's his name? Mr. Craig. Is it Russell Craig? The guy that with the receding hairline like me. But I think his was a little bit more at that stage. I think it was the RSM. Lots of cool stuff said about him. It's pretty cool to see at the end and the final reaction, or those that have seen the documentary, you probably know what happens with regards to him and all that sort of stuff, as well as some of the others. But awesome course from what I could see, and pretty unreal how that was documented and captured and shown all those years ago, over 40 years ago. So man, so the Mountain Leaders course, I've enjoyed that. That series is done. They'll go up periodically. There was a question around, could I post all of the different series? So on the Mountain Leaders course, could I post those all back to back? I possibly could, but I I jump around from video to video. One maybe just, I don't know. I like to change things up sometimes, unless something's going really well. I'll tend to go to another video, not find. I've got a massive list at the moment, which is awesome. So it's well and truly filled up. But I'll go to another video and then start on that, which you probably notice, and then put up different videos. So I do bounce around. I don't have ADHD, not that I'm aware of, but having a look at different things is, it's just part of what I enjoy. So I suppose maybe those that want to watch a whole series of stuff, maybe they might want to wait, I don't know, until they're all posted and then just watch them one hit or whatever. But I'm probably just going to carry on bouncing around all over the place with regards to the reactions and stuff that I do and then post up. But yeah, who knows, might change some stuff from time to time. Who's that? Nobody, just the locals. So that's that on the videos. The Four Corners killing. Oh, sorry, hang on. Didn't know Wings Williams wrote a book. I met him once. Cool. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So Dave met Wings Williams. William Keith is the guy that referenced the shooting from the shadows. Dan, I have a question. Has your girl slammed the freezer? Not that I'm aware of. She hasn't done it again that I'm aware of. But yeah, one of the other kids, we had some treats at home, and she had gobbled a bunch of them. And usual when Dad feels like someone went to go find some and there wasn't any left. So I asked one of her brothers who was back here for a bit of a break, and I said, "Oh, what should the punishment be?" And then he said, because she ate 6 of them. Six. Yeah, bloody, I'm sure that's a stitch up, but she did eat 6 of them. And so I said, "Oh, maybe get her to run around the house 6 times." So that's what we did. It was pretty late at night. I think it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. She was in her pajamas, and then she ran around the house laughing away. And then I got her to yell out, "I will not eat the Pocky sticks again." That's what they were that she had eaten. These chocolate coated stick things, biscuit things. And she ran around, did that 6 times. Yeah, but the other one hasn't slammed the freezer yet. Tangent I went off on just then. Four Corners Killing Field. So that one started. Gotta stay on top of that. Yeah. Four Corners. So the Killing Fields has started with regards to that was one that got sent to me quite a while ago. There were a few passionate people, to say the least, when I was doing some reactions to Ben Robert Smith, and giving my 2 cents for what it was worth, based on the back end of, I think, the ABC documentary and stuff that was being done there. And people are saying, "Oh, if you want to get the truth and all that sort of stuff, you should watch the ABC Killing Fields documentary, or Four Corners documentary by ABC," something like that. Anyway, can't remember who it was that put that in the comments. I just thought, oh yeah, I just marked it, saved it to watch later, and thought I'll get to it when I get to it. So I've been going in between that, much like what I've done with the Mountain Leaders stuff course. So been interesting. You'll hear my takes and stuff on there, but in a nutshell, people were really keen or interested in my take on the aspect of that documentary where there appears to be one of the operators, not Ben Robert Smith. I don't know if that's meant to be Oliver Schultz or whoever it's meant to be. They do a follow-up. They're inserted. They're chasing a guy who they suspect. They've got him. He doesn't appear to have any weapons, or appears to be unarmed. yeah, and you'll hear the conversation and stuff in there. I think I rewind it and go back and listen to it a few times. It doesn't look great, doesn't look good by any means. I wasn't there. I don't know what else may have happened prior to or leading up to. It doesn't appear to show anything else leading up to. But it's never a good look as far as I'm concerned. So I'm happy to, I don't mind sharing that here. You'll hear it on the live anyway, of dropping somebody who's sitting there clearly, or seems to be, and it seems to be fairly clear that he's not holding anything, or that he's no longer posing a threat, if he was posing a threat before. If there was concerns, I'd share my 2 cents about it. Again, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I wasn't there on the ground on the day. I wasn't feeling those emotions of whatever was happening. I wasn't involved if there were bullets coming back at them and if they suspected that it was that guy or whatever. But if it's suspected that the person was a player with regards to somebody of interest, then I would have thought they would have cable tied him, hog tie him if you have to, cable tie his hands behind his back, cable tie his feet together nice and tight, lie him on his stomach, scrunch him up like a bit of a pretzel, cable tie between the cable ties and the ankles and the hands, and then just leave him there. Carry on with the rest of the prosecution of the target or whatever task it was that they were on. But then asking several times, that didn't happen, obviously. And it's easy for me to say in hindsight, right? Wasn't there, all that sort of stuff. So 100% acknowledge that. But asking several times, and one of the operators, who was the dog handler, who said he wasn't sure, or words to that effect, or ask whoever the team leader was, and yelling out and asking, couldn't hear what the response was, and then going and then putting rounds into the person who appeared to be unarmed. Yeah, not great. Not a good look at all for anyone, SF or otherwise. So, yeah, but again, I don't know what was going on. Is that an excuse? No, I'm not trying to make excuses for the individual. You'll hear my reactions as those other videos come up. And again, just acknowledge and appreciate those that sent through the request, even some of those with the more heartier and maybe somewhat negative comments towards the regiment. It is what it is. So, I give my 2 cents, but acknowledging that I wasn't there, wasn't involved in what they had been involved in, have no idea of what their operational tempo was like. There's no excuses. Don't know if the person was shooting that particular that particular incident as part of the bigger operational mission or task that they were on. Yeah, in my opinion, doesn't look great. It's not I don't know what the reasons or rationale was for that particular piece of that task. So anyway, that's that, the Four Corners Killing Fields. That probably flows into the Tucker Carlson network. Oh, sorry, hang on. I know. The Tucker Carlson network and the 9/11 files. That maybe ties into my maybe not the Four Corners documentary, but into the GWAT, the Global War on Terror overall. People have asked about that. It's been eye-opening for me, man. Not going to lie, with regards to the Tucker Carlson network, I don't know much about this guy at all. There's seems to be a number of people that follow him. There also seems to be a number of people that dislike him for whatever those reasons are. Really, I think I heard about him from the Anti-Hero podcast when Brent Tucker spoke or mentioned his name. And after that, I still didn't really look into what he was doing. And then the 9/11 files popped up on my YouTube feed, and I clicked on it, and just it took me on a bit of down a rabbit hole. The first 3 episodes, I think, at the time were up, so I watched those and reacted to them. I watched the first episode, and I watched probably the first 5 minutes of it, and I thought, I'm going to react to this and see how the rest of it goes. And I think I was probably more, I don't know that I had as much as I would have normally said on other reactions, to be honest. Just pretty blown away by the stuff that I was hearing and seeing, because of the fact that I think I talk about it in the reactions. I believed everything, hook, line and sinker. You had me convinced that there were weapons of mass destruction. You had me convinced that Osama bin Laden and everything else were part of the causing of the Twin Towers to be destroyed, and nearly 3,000 lives lost, etc. I was all in. People have asked, do I regret my service as a result of that? No, not at all. I 100% don't regret my service with regards to that. Do I regret not knowing the truth of it? Yeah, probably. Because it may have, it probably wouldn't have affected my service, but it may have, or it may have affected my decision. But I think in the heat of, whoever organized it, whoever choreographed or orchestrated that whole thing, they moved at pace and they managed to ramp up whatever it was that they wanted to do to achieve what they wanted to achieve. And yeah, but as a result of that, I don't regret my service at all. Grateful for it. And yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. The small part that I was able to play along with the men that I served with. But those Tucker Carlson 9/11 files has been eye-opening for me to hear anyway. I know there's some people, Steve, one of the Steves anyway, that follows. It might be a bit of a, maybe not trigger warning, but I know he's not, it seems like he's not very interested or much of a fan of Tucker Carlson, and that's cool. I have no idea. Like I say, I don't know what Tucker Carlson's background is. I haven't looked into it. I don't know that I will, unless there's a video or something that people suggested I have a look at. But I found the 9/11 files interesting, so that's why I jumped on it to do a reaction to it. And my reaction is what it is, right or wrong. That's where I sit with it. And then, so training, a few queries have come out. May not be anybody on this live because there's only like 5 people on the live, but they're questions about training, and more so around how my training's going. My training, it's going good, I suppose, for what it is. In managing little niggles and injuries that I have, it's still predominantly just my knee. Dialed it right back. It's healing a lot better. So I think pretty much realistically, I won't be doing any running till maybe sometime next year. But strength work, balancing stuff is feeling good. It's still just, I don't know whether it's meniscus or both meniscus and medial collateral ligament or whatever, the MCL. But yeah, training is what it is. There's still ways and means to move around, and I've got enough equipment here outside to make use of, even though it's under the weather in terms of the rust and stuff being outside, because I don't have the nice garage like we had in our home in Perth, Australia, where I could protect the stuff more. It still works, still functions, and I can still pick it up and put stuff down. That's all it is at the end of the day. So the training's going good. Some other stuff in and around the one-to-ones. Yeah, those are still going predominantly, which makes sense. The one-to-ones, the monthly one-to-ones, the paid ones that people are doing, are those that I'm working with are people that are basically right now preparing for their selection, wherever that selection is, and whenever that comes up. So it's been cool working with them and guiding them along the way. There's a bit of a structure to that now, or a bit more of a structure to that, and the accountability piece is quite an interesting one with some of those that are, how do I put this, that have been struggling to keep their end of what it is that they need to do. So yeah, so that's that. What did I put here? Yeah, cheers, Dan. Does the unit ever host get-togethers for previous members? There was they had the 20-year anniversary for the Iraq when we deployed. I was going to go. We were here in NZ at the time, but I didn't end up going. I had some stuff come up. Randomly, not usually. It might be an Anzac Day event. That things like that might happen. Otherwise, guys tend to connect or stay connected to themselves. There's one aspect that I really like. I got invited to, after I interviewed Kane Middleton, him and I were on selection and cycled together. He carried on through, got badged. He runs I think Outriders motorbike shop now, doing really well. And they're in Pukekohe, or that's where he was last time. Caught up with him as well, in Pukekohe in Auckland, South Auckland. And he invited me along. They had, and there were some other guys there from my selection and cycle. There were some guys there from battalion, but mostly guys there from the unit. And Razor Robertson was there because he's good friends with at least one of the officers that was there at the catch up as well. So was nice to see that in action. So to your question, not necessarily the unit, but more so the former members of that stay connected. So from what the guys told me, they typically try to catch up once a month. They'll just go to a local bar and have a few drinks and have a feed and have a bit of a laugh. And I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't come across that too much in the Australian one, but that probably largely because I was still pretty connected with a lot of the guys there, and I saw them almost on a daily perspective anyway. Once I finished the work on the circuit, when we were working at the gym, and then we had guys coming from the regiment in to use the gym, the warehouse where we were as well, to get some training and stuff. And so, yeah, there probably wasn't really at that time a need to catch up. And I think, if I'm honest, when I did start to feel that disconnection for me, I probably was a bit whakama or shy about reaching out to say, hey, do you want to catch up? So yeah, that's my take on it anyway. They might have changed that now, especially with, I suppose, the stuff that a lot of the guys have been through with the global war on terror. Maybe they might be a little bit more regularly connected. I'd like to think they are, especially given what they've likely been through and seen and done and all that sort of stuff. Because there is, my take anyway, there is a not only a healing, but there's a strength and a power that comes through that, and an understanding from guys that have been there and been involved in the same stuff, that it's just easier to connect with and chill out with and talk about things, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's that. I was going to read this thing from William Keith. And what's that? If I've never said it before, thanks, just and my little fam wishes you the best. Oh, thanks, Dan. Yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate you all. It's really cool to have a connection with so many of you that take the time out of your Friday and or other days to stop by and listen to me ramble on. But anyway, I'm going to read this story, the WASP story, we'll call it, from Mr. William Keith, because Dave from New Zealand Outdoor Blades and Bullets asked. So he's got here, he sent it via email. They say laughter is the best medicine. So I'll share this little story with you. This is from @William Keith. You'll see him in the comments here, 8740. Some days things go exactly to plan. Other days they turn to shit in an instant. Let me set the scene for you. It was a bright sunny day yesterday, so this was sent 4 days ago, with the temperature hitting a rather pleasant 33 degrees here on the south side of Dalby. Too hot for long pants and boots, so I stayed in my shorts and thongs, brackets, jandals, for those that might have been wondering. A good day for spending some time tidying up the backyard. I mowed the lawn while Tonto lay in the shade and Max stalked and chased the occasional fly. May as well chop the old passion fruit vine down and off the side fence while I'm in the mood. As I grabbed the machete and wandered across the lawn, I saw Max take a huge dump on the freshly mowed grass. Bastard. You could have done it before. You could have done it before. Never mind, I'll pick it up after I've cleared the vine. So when I grabbed the vine, I also grabbed the only spot on it where there was a nest of hornets. Needless to say, they became very angry and attacked every bit of skin they could get to. I did what anyone would do and started flailing my arms around and slapping at them wherever they were stinging me. As I stepped back, I left one of my thongs jandals behind. What's that there? Sorry. What's the cat's name? Not sure. Maybe that was the cat's name. Where are we? Seeing the commotion as I tried to get away from the hornets, the dogs decided this must be a new and fun game. So they decided to run and jump on me as the hornets with murderous intent were dive bombing me. Now I had two problems. Not only get me away, but also try and get the dogs to stay away. Bloody movie bastards. Now, when you're concentrating on stopping yourself from getting stung and getting your dogs to safety, you instantly forget that your 33 kg Kelpie had just dropped a fresh pile of unpleasantness on the lawn where you are retreating to. Now I have three problems: trying to escape, keep the dogs off and on their way to a safe spot, while simultaneously slapping at the hornet still in attack mode and shaking the squashed SHIT that was now squeezed between the toes of the foot that had no thong. Now I was slapping the bloody hornets. I forgot I had my car keys in my pocket and hit the keys, setting off the car alarm. Long story short, we escaped with only me being stung about 15 to 20 times. The dogs were fine. I eventually figured out how to stop the car alarm and then had to hose off my foot and the cement where my shitty footprints left the trail. The hornets took out round one, but were no match for me and the bug spray in round two. So, where is he? Mr. William Keith. He does. What is he? He does some writing. Where is it here? I'm just trying to find the email. So yeah, so he writes for a New Zealand Sapper memorial page that honours all New Zealand engineers who have passed on. So I thought that was pretty cool. Unless we record their stories, they will be lost to the passage of time, which is part of the reason why I wanted to read this, to just have a digital copy for people. But yeah, that's a good point. They'll be lost to the passage of time. Fortunately, I've been able to put together some detailed information on several for future generations to read. So shout out, Mr. William Keith. That's pretty awesome. They get shared with all New Zealand sappers and get uploaded to RNZE Museum website for anyone to read. So RNZE Museum website for anyone to read. I have attached one of the bigger ones for me to have a look at, and he's also slowly working his way through a list of World War I and World War II sappers who are believed to have taken their own lives after the wars, which is tragic. At this time, we're focused on the tunnelers from World War I. Cheers, Billy. So appreciate you, Billy. Thank you for the time, effort, and energy and the way that you go about doing your work, bro, and to remember the sappers, military personnel, whether they're non-SF, conventional, whatever. I think it's pretty awesome what you're doing, Billy. So thank you for that. And thank you for sharing some of those stories with me. Awesome story. Must have been painful being bitten by hornets that many times. Funny. Yep. Buzzy story. Good one, James. I see what you did there. This sounds like Charlie. He did a big poo on Broadway yesterday. That's Dave's beautiful dog that he's got. What's the cat's name? I'm not sure what the cat's name was, unless it was one of those that I read in there. But anyway, appreciate you fellas' time. Anybody got any questions? I don't think anybody has. It's about 27 minutes. That's a short one for me, eh? I'm trying to do better. I think the last one was probably the quickest. Might have been 10 minutes or so, because there was nothing that came through. This week, a little bit more. All good. Hey, well, I appreciate you, Zay. Those that, oh, sorry, no, it's showing 37 minutes. That's right, because I started 10 minutes early. But appreciate your fellas' time, your support, as always. Thank you very much. Yeah, just grateful, eh? So keep smashing whatever it is that you're going, whatever it is that you're doing. Hopefully you had an awesome week and that you got a fantastic weekend set up. Have a good night, bro. Yep, we'll do. You too, Dave. Have an awesome weekend wherever you are. Hope your families and that are well. Those without families, hope you're doing well. And yeah, like I said, appreciate everybody's time, support, and comms that you send through in support of this little channel. As always, yeah, any difficulties that any of us may be going through, and they happen usually at the times when we bloody don't want them to happen, and just, yeah, stay in it, eh? Stay in the fight, keep turning up, put one foot in front of the other, take one day at a time, and know and trust that the sun will shine again. Better days are ahead. It's can be lonely, can be painful, can be miserable, can suck from time to time, but I know that things can and will get better if you want them to. So just stick at it. As always, peeps, go always a little further. Let's go the mighty ABs and Wallabies. Yes, that's true. Chicago, I think, for the ABs, and Wallabies. Are they playing Japan again? Can't remember. But anyway, hopefully they go well. Should be some good games. And until the next video, man, big mana wave, eh? Coming from me to all of yous, filled with my aroha, respect, gratitude, and appreciation for you all. Halloween, guys. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Halloween. I forgot about that. I didn't forget my mum's birthday, though. So it's my mum's birthday today. So I called her this morning, but I forgot about it being Halloween. But yeah, mum's birthday today. So don't forget your mums either. Appreciate you all. Take care, eh? End stream. Happy birthday. Cheers, brother. Yes, end.